The Next Generation Leadership Initiative grew out of people thinking about the importance of transformation at this time, this hinge in history that we're into right now, where there are massive cultural shifts. And you know, it makes a great difference whether you're focusing on the future of the church or the church of the future, as we seek to navigate through these cultural changes with challenges and opportunities for our church.
The dream, the wish, the hope for the Next Generation Leadership Initiative began in an exploratory conversation about 20 years ago. A group of national church leaders were meeting and looking at the stark downward trends of church membership and likely soon to follow congregational vitality. And they started to ask themselves, not in a panicky way, but in a seize the moment way, what would shift the system? What would nudge the trend line in a different direction so that the United Church of Christ would become more faithful and fruitful in its service to God? And a wise person among them said something like, "It only takes a small amount of leaven to make the whole loaf rise. So what if we take 5% of our younger clergy, invest in developing their leadership capacities so that they become leaven for the whole church? We would walk with them in their early years of ministry, hone their skills to lead change in uncertain times, and help them create a cohort of colleagues that would support and hold each other accountable. This group of leaders might then become leaven for the whole church, so it would grow and change and become more faithful and fruitful. They would have the tools, the skills, and confidence they need to be courageous and creative in leading us forward into God's future, whatever that might be."
For several years, my church has been considering the construction of a youth center, which is something our town sorely needs. We've had the resources, we've had the desire, we've had the energy and the enthusiasm, but I wasn't sure as a leader how best to move this project forward. Thanks to the adaptive leadership skills I learned in NGLI, I found a way to help lead the community into making this vision a reality, and I'm excited to say that we're getting ready to begin construction.
The Next Generation Leadership Initiative is a 6-year program. In the first 4 years, the cohorts are brought together twice a year for engagement in a core curriculum and a learning field trip. In the first year of the core curriculum, we focus on Bowen family systems and teach them about the advantage of being a self-differentiated leader. The second year covers adaptive leadership and focuses on leading change in an evolving context and how that impacts our work and inner life. The third year is based on building great teams, so we focus on communication styles, team building, and understanding yourself and others in a group dynamic. The fourth year is all about leading congregations to faithful and fruitful ministry through practical outreach strategies that facilitate spiritual and numerical growth. Also in their first 4 years, we travel with them to 2 general synods and take them on 2 experiential learning field trips. The final 2 years of NGLI are more self-directed. We provide up to $2,000 per year for the pastors to seek out continuing education and coaching opportunities that help them achieve their self-identified objectives. Our goal through all of NGLI is to equip, energize, and empower younger United Church of Christ local church pastors to build vibrant congregations that change lives and further God's mission in the world.
It's not curriculum in particular. The curriculum is fabulous and wonderful, but the cohort that we've been given is very, very special and dear to me, and I expect will be for an entire career. Having young people in the ministry be able to get together and talk about what this life is and these stages of life, doing that together has just been an incredible opportunity, and I can't wait to see what else it reveals.
In ministry, there are constant tasks. There's a everlasting sense of anxiety and pressure. There's constant need and a constant demand to do things and do them well and do them now. And adaptive leadership, that model of leadership, has really helped me to prioritize my own time and energy I can put my time and energy into things that are uncomfortable and disorienting if they're helping us to grow, if they're helping us to evolve into who God is calling us to be.
I lead a family-sized church, and one of the things I love about this church is that there is an opportunity to learn and to grow and to apply what I learn to doing ministry within the context of the church. We actually got to do our first leadership development training that I taught based on some of the information that I learned from NGLI. And so we had a family systems training opportunity. And if it weren't for NGLI, I would not have had those skills to share with my congregation.
NGLI brings together younger clergy in their first parish to focus on leadership development issues that can undergird them as they navigate into this new future. When we focus only on the future of the church, oftentimes we're thinking about how can we survive? How can we keep our membership strong? How can we keep vitality and relevance as we face the future? When we look to the church of the future, we begin to allow the future to help us to evolve new forms of ministry and new opportunities for service and new ways of connecting and meeting the needs of people in a new time.
I think it's really exciting to be a leader at this stage of the church right now, at this point in the church's life, because we're at a critical point where we can keep making choices that are about perpetuating our institutions for the sake of keeping the building open and perpetuating our institutions, or we can go a different way. One that is really grounded in this ancient witness we have that speaks of a way of real vital life, of liberation. The fullness of life is particularly important because people are literally dying inside these systems of patriarchy and capitalism and white supremacy. And the church has something to say about it. And we are part of a movement that goes down thousands of years. So I hope that we can start living more into that. Sometimes that will look like things dying. And that will be hard. And there will be grief. And we need to be ready for that. But we're people of the resurrection. And so I can't wait to see what new life comes up out of those places of death.